It's been an interesting session. If you move away from the headline index number for a moment, we're just about steady as we wind down the day, and certain names have definitely stood out. So we've got the likes of a JSPL that's up 13-14% today, followed closely by a whole rung of those commodity names. So JSW Steel, add that to the list, Hindalco, and a whole host of others. Even a Tata Steel up 2.5%, and strong price volume action being seen there. Cement also followed suit as a theme. Ultratech 3 to 4% higher on that one. ACC also seeing a 4% gain. So strong day, and even in the mid-cap cement names, we saw some action building up. Tata Group names, we were talking about that, and those were definitely in focus in today's session. Tata Consumers was up about 2%. That was one that was very active as well on the higher end of the spectrum in today's session. We saw some move coming in, the likes of an Escort, some Maruti, some of those select auto names. But otherwise, what really lagged, of course, we saw the Bajaj twins down about 4%. We've been tracking that for you closely through the day, but also the larger implication for financials as a whole. We spoke in depth with Sanjeev Bajaj, or Nikunj in fact spoke with him, and we have been playing out excerpts for you, talking about, of course, the 6-month moratorium being more calibrated, talking about how we need a 3-year plan to kickstart the economy, and the sooner we get out of this, the better, but that they're still, of course, in control of the situation as of now. So reassuring commentary really coming in there with regards to Bajaj. TCS and some of the IT names ended lower today, down about 3% on a TCS, and Bharti, of course, being in the news with regards to that block deal, was also down about 5 to 6%. Even pharma names sat out today, so the defenses really didn't participate. It was a day for metals, clearly, and then for also select names like a Titan, which was up 5%, Jubilant Foodworks, we were talking about that, up about 4% on a Jubilant as well. In Nestle as well, up about 3%. So consumption in bits and parts clearly making its way. Eicher?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, besides that, what is really sort of held out today has really been the entire steel pack. And I can, safely say that because just many stocks that I'm looking at on the screen right now are holding very well. So be it a JSW Steel or a Jindal Steel, both have clocked in double-digit gains for themselves. Even within the Nifty names, you've got a Tata Steel, which has done very well. Even other metals like Hindalco have done very well. JSW Steel goes home with a 6% gain. So these metal names have done very well today. Nestle clocks in 2.5% gains. L&T holds out 1.6%. IndusInd Bank and Titan all went home as winners today. I also want to check in on ITC. It has been a mover all of last week. Where is that stock in today's trading session? Managed to hold on to the gains. About 3% is the kind of gain that you've seen on that stock. Bharti closes in pretty much at the lows of the day. It's now hovering around that 550 odd level. 558 is where we're currently at for Bharti. Bajaj Finance goes home a loser, 5% cut there. TCS down about almost 3% there. I beg your pardon, that was Finserv, which saw bigger gashes. Bajaj Finance loses about 2.5%. Sun Pharma down 2%. TechM was a loser. Vedanta was a loser. So was Cipla, along with Infi as well as HDFC Abha.
Closing comments as we wind down today, fairly even there. A few stocks that were in focus or highlighted, and some that sat out. What would you say to sum up the day? What should we look forward to as we move ahead in the week?
Okay, so, the kind of trading pattern that we had for today, that's not very attractive in the manner it finished. So I would believe that the week ending that we had today spoiled the things for the bulls, which did not seem to be the case in the morning. That's number one. The Bank Nifty did not fare as badly, so didn't really spoil the situation as it did so on Friday. But it has not improved either. So, that's still a sword dangling over the Nifty's head. Now, two sectors that were doing well earlier, one was IT, the other was pharma. I think both of them have wilted a bit, not down by much, say about 1.5% on both. But I think both these were holding up the Nifty's upward rally attempt in points terms as well as in terms of holding up the sentiment. what has come up today into the positive and which can improve the sentiment at least a tad would be the action in metals. So that is something to look at. And metal stocks are generally very well patronized by the traders pack at least. And I think the commodity index is up by about 1.5%. And there has been some amount of improvement in the auto names as well. So I think these are the three areas which can be active tomorrow, but none of them pack the punch as far as moving the index is concerned. So I think indices, both Nifty, Bank Nifty, will probably churn around this level, let's say between 9,000, 9,100 levels for the Nifty broadly. And while these sectors which I mentioned, metals, commodities, auto, etc., could probably be in the thick of things as it were.
All right, gentlemen, we'll leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us. Not a great session then, at least technically speaking as well, and otherwise treading water when it came to markets today.